Welcome, everybody, to Blissfully Aware, the show in which three opinionated people discuss what's going on in fandom and nerd news in general. I am Bliss, and as always, I'm joined by my two lovely co-hosts, Kelty and Kendra. Hi!
Hello, everyone!
Hello!
We're back!
Welcome back from being sick!
Yeah.
With not COVID.
Not COVID, just plain old cold.
I'm just
fucking sucked.
Putting that out there, because I'm proudly still no COVID in this house.
Mm-hmm. Knock on wood.
All right.
Yes. We had, I always get sick in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, I hardly ever get sick during, like, actual cold and flu season.
No.
I always get sick in the summer, and it feels worse because it's, like, sunny and nice outside.
Yeah, it's just like, look at all these nice weather that you can't enjoy because you feel like shit. And it's like, oh, great, thank you. Usually I get sick in the spring, but I got sick in the summer this time because Kendra gave me her cough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as long as you guys aren't sick in a couple weeks, because I get to come back!
Yeah!
But you want to know what did come back? This is a terrible segue. Did you guys hear about the Morbius meme?
I didn't!
No?
I completely missed this one.
Yeah, I missed it.
Oh my god. So, you know the terrible, terrible movie Sony put out, Morbius.
Yeah,
I did know
knew
that. Yes, starring Jared Leto as, like, a vampire.
As himself.
Yeah.
I've got to say, fucking cards on the table, I have never, ever heard of this comic book character before.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And I like comics. I read
Yeah.
a lot of Marvel.
I read a lot of comics. I've never heard of Morbius.
And, like, I have been a comic fan for a while. And this, I had never fucking heard of this guy.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of him either, but the movie originally flopped hard.
Yes.
Like,
I did know that.
flopped.
Like, bam.
Yes. Like, not underperformed. Like
Like it sold like 12 tickets.
like a Battlefield Earth level
Yeah.
flop. For you fellow ancients in the audience.
I was gonna say.
And then it went to streaming, and when it was on streaming, a Twitter user whose name I don't have offhand, tweeted something along the lines of, my favorite part of Morbius is when he looks into the camera and says, it's Morbin time. So that turned into a meme, and Sony realized that Morbius was hashtag trending and relatable to the youths. So they re-released
They had
it.
a meme on their hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Demonstrating all of the expected cultural insight and nuance of a Hollywood film executive. They decided that people making fun of their movie in memes on Twitter was the same as people wanting to pay money to see their movie in a theater.
Yep.
Yep. And so they re-released it, and it sure did flop a second time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gotta be a first.
It flopped so bad the second time that, like, it was an average of 5 to 7 tickets per the, like, 12 theaters that it was in, or whatever. Not 12 theaters, but, 1,200 theaters.
Something along that line.
Jesus! That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
And, that's an average, by the way. There are definitely theaters that sold 0 tickets the entire time.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Does that film exec still have a job?
no.
Like, does the person
Absolutely
who
not.
made that call...
No, they...
Because, like, I live a pretty online life, you know? I was young when the internet became kind of the first generation of the internet and, like, social media happened. So a lot of my humor and cultural relevance, like, comes from there. I remember a lot of old memes.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of, like, old, like, web lore and stuff. And, like, very quickly, in my own lifetime, it has become, like, the way you market stuff. The way you get your product in front of eyeballs. You gotta know how to work the internet, how to work the socials and the hashtags, and you get your product before the eyeballs of the consumers. So much so that there are, like, careers and university classes dedicated to, like, gaming this system.
Me, one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's just so revealing how we do not live in a meritocracy, despite insistence to the contrary, when someone who presumably makes six figures working at the Sony Film Entertainment Company, whatever the fuck it's called, made this call, saw the memes of people absolutely dunking on their stupid movie, and was like, we gotta capitalize on this momentum. We're viral, boys! We gotta put it in the theaters! Where people, the vast majority of people still like to consume films, going to a theater and paying money. And, you know, despite my hopes, I'm pretty certain that person still has their job.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just super... Every time I think of something like that, it's upsetting to know that failure is rewarded in this industry.
Well, it is unfortunate, isn't it?
God, yeah, you can't tell what's fucking real anymore. So many layers of irony. Although I didn't know this until I saw a few GIFs floating around on Tumblr. Matt Smith, noted Doctor Who actor Matt Smith, is in this movie, and he's, like, ripped. He's, like, kinda jacked.
Yeah.
And it's weird, because all I know him as basically is Doctor Who, and he's just such a skinny, mincing English waif in that role. So it was weird for me to see him be kind of buff and shirtless a lot, I guess. Again, no context for what's going on
he's
in
doing
the
a
film.
dance,
He's doing a weird dance in, like, Donald Trump's apartment building or something.
It's Morbin time,
I don't
Kendra.
know. This leads me to believe that perhaps he's the villain of the film?
Or the hero.
Or the hero! Who knows?
It's hard to tell.
So that was strange for me. Also, I did I say this? I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast already. But, like, I'm gonna watch the Game of Thrones prequel show. Like, I'm not strong enough to not watch it. And Matt Smith is gonna be in it. And, like, I'm not happy with the fact that I'm gonna be watching it. I wish I was strong enough to not watch it, but I'm not. And so I'm just gonna be sad, I guess, as I feel, this is the closest I think I've ever felt to, like, an old, like, Star Wars fan or Star Trek fan. Like, a fan of something deep down that, like, really moves you in a personal way, and then they keep making it bad and trying to sell it to you, like, hey, it's the thing you like, but bad! Give me $40.
Star Trek really only ruined it the one time.
Oh, that's not true.
A lot of the old movies are not good. Especially some of the Next Generation movies.
Okay, well,
we don't care about the Next Generation.
No, I am gonna say, in fairness, I only watched TOS, so I do have to say that a lot of the disappointment didn't reach me. Cause I was just like, I don't care if Captain Kirk's not in it, so so there you go.
So anyway, I see it. It's coming out in August. Fucking Dragon Show. I feel I can actually call it the Dragon Show now because it's titled House of the Dragon, and I have a feeling it's gonna be very dragon heavy. The you know, the hook of the show. So, yeah, I can see it coming, like, on my horizon, and I'm still grappling with that someone is basically scamming me out of $40, and I'm going to do it anyway.
That's okay. I'm gonna do that with Teen Wolf. They finished filming, so now I'm just begrudgingly waiting for an announcement of when I'm going to be force-fed my Teen Wolf content.
Yeah. That's kind of how it feels. Like, oh, they're gonna keep making them, and they're gonna get worse and worse every time, a little bit. You know, not by much, but by a little bit every time.
Oh, by much.
And every time I'll go back being like, maybe they fixed it this time. Maybe this time it's good, and I can be happy. I'll have closure. Because I've given up on Martin. I've given up on him ever finishing these books. So just give me the dragon content so I can feel like I did when it was good, you know? But it'll never be good again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to point out she's using the singular pronoun of I and me because I'm not included in this.
Kelty has already informed me that she wants nothing to do with the dragon show.
I don't even want her to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
I literally...
She's so mad about...
There's no season 8. I don't want to hear people talking about season 8. I don't want to hear people talking about jack shit. I don't care anymore. You took the thing that I loved, that I let myself love so deeply and so much, and, like...
You killed it in front of me.
you not only killed it in front of me, you, like, killed it in front of me, then you skinned it, and then you started throwing the organs into my face. And you were like, yeah, you like that? You like that?
Pay me for this, you dumbass!
And that's what you did to me. So no, I'm not gonna watch your stupid fucking House of Dragon show, you fucking asshole. No. I could not care less. I don't even like the fucking Targaryens. I think they're boring as shit.
That's such a fucking man baby thing to say. Like,
I don't fucking care.
I don't even like the fucking Targaryens.
They're fucking boring.
I don't even like the Empire.
Oh my god. Speaking of Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Star Wars fans did it again, baby. I mean, at least I'm not a Star Wars fan. That's brutal.
Yeah.
We had our second trilogy. I mean, again, I still haven't seen Rise of Skywalker.
Will not.
I kind of do want to see it. I kind of want to see it in the way that I feel it's important to, like, review footage of, like natural disasters.
Yeah.
Or, like a architectural failure, you know? It's important to find out how the disaster happened, I feel, in order to not repeat it.
Nah, I see the crater. I don't need to know where the meteor came from.
I have, like, my morbid curiosity for suffering and the vicarious experience of suffering. I do kind of want to see it because if I had also been a Star Wars fan, that'd have been a dark year for me. So I kind of do because the thing about Star Wars for me is, like, fine, the, like, Game of Thrones thing, like, it was sort of lightning in a bottle, like, this weird, mostly unheard of, high fantasy television series with a cast of unknowns, like, took off and became one of the biggest, like, shows of the decade, and no one was really expecting that. They just kind of rode that lightning right into the fucking ground. And fine, they couldn't stick the landing, whatever. But, like, Star Wars is, like, 40 years old. And, like, the biggest... Well, I know not, like, the biggest anymore, but, like, I guess the franchise title with the most clout. You know?
Sure.
It's not, like, the biggest moneymaker anymore. Like, Star Wars, the films, has influenced, like, now 2 or 3 generations of American filmmaking. And the whole science fiction genre in films, in TV shows, in novels even, like, it's the thing that awoke a lot of people's creative passion. And the idea that Disney paid $1 billion for the right to make Star Wars films. And apparently didn't have a fucking roadmap or a plan or, like, a group, a committee of people dedicated to making sure people liked their Star Wars movie, you know?
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, pay me. Like, that's a little, cause it's not like someone had a vision, you know? And it was bad. Like, it didn't really land with people or whatever. Or, like, they made some really controversial choices or whatever, and they were really divisive. No, it's like, nobody's happy. Nobody likes the Star Wars trilogy. I still think The Last Jedi is the best. It's, like, okay, but it's still not, like... It's so obvious that they were going to make this biggest trilogy of all time of films, of the most famous film trilogy of all times, and they didn't have a fucking plan! They didn't have an outline, they just gave it to some people and were like, you figure it out. Yeah. Call us when you're done.
Do what you want, I guess. Doesn't matter.
They did learn from that, though. Because their extended universe content, the Mandalorian and now the Obi-Wan series have done gangbusters.
Yeah, like, people
love that shit.
Yeah, apparently I haven't seen the Mandalorian or Obi-Wan, but apparently they're pretty good. I'm happy for them. Like, and like, I don't know if that's because there's like a dedicated showrunner on each of them who, like, has a vision, if there was a crew working at Disney who, like, hammered out the plot beforehand and was like, you gotta hit these major story beats or whatever.
Maybe the showrunner actually likes Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because, like, everybody, like, because everybody who's been making the movies is like, I don't know what Star Wars is. I like when the green little puppet does shit. And so...
I like when people pay me.
Yeah.
I like when people pay me.
And I like zoom zoom.
Yeah, and I like lightsaber noises. People lose their shit for the lightsaber noises, so put more of those in there, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, great. But, like, because I am a very casual fan of Star Wars. Like, like, if you tell me anyone's name other than Luke and Leia, I'm like, who? What? Huh? I don't know. I don't care. None of that matters. But, like, I understand the like, overarching theme of the original movies. And
I mean, they're not subtle. They're not subtle high art films.
No,
like
they're not difficult to figure out.
They're like pulp sci-fi, and like yeah.
Somehow they were like, "Fuck you, Star Wars noise," zoom zoom zoom, and it's like, all right.
And like the strange thing to me is like, I don't know, like Force Awakens, the first one, is very much just, like, a Star Wars film. It is any Star Wars film that is the first Star Wars film of the trilogy, you know? It hits all the same beats. It's got a lot of...
I like A New Hope.
A New Hope beats, but, like, it is basically A New Hope again, which is not bad.
I like A New Hope.
It's just the same. Like, it is our adventure begins type material. Yeah. And then I thought that Last Jedi took this idea of, like, the series grappling with its own, like, momentousness, you know? Grappling with its own, like... Gravitas and importance in an interesting way. The idea that, like, undoing these ideas that it is about, you know, having the right family name is what makes you a Jedi, or, you know, being related to the right famous person from the old trilogy is what makes you a Jedi. And they were like, no, and it's about what's in your heart, sport, and like that's a very nice and sweet message, I thought. Like that's a good message, I guess, to have your sci-fi movie be about. You know, love thine enemy and make love not war, you know?
Yeah.
Those are good themes to build your space opera movie around. Yeah! Oh god, that'd be fucking funny. Oh my god. Those are good themes to build your space opera movie around. Like, and, like, someone's gotta write a fucking book. Someone's gotta write a tell-all about what happened during the production of Last Jedi. Or not Last Jedi, fucking Rise of Skywalker. Like, what were they thinking?
Because, like, even the actors are like, what am I being forced
You can tell!
say?
Oh, but, like, fucking poor Oscar Isaac!
Yeah.
When he has to say the stupidest line in the history of Star Wars, which is fucking saying
something.
Like, the dialogue has never been Shakespearean.
Good relationship with the Wookiees I have. This is my favorite.
And, like, I'm literally speechless. Like, I have no idea. What were they thinking? Who allowed this? This is not your, like, you know, this is not like your student film. This is not some weird indie sci-fi. This is not even like a middling D-list Marvel character like Morbius. This is the franchise in the world that you paid $1 billion for. And, like, is it all J.J. Abrams' fault? Was there someone holding a gun to his head?
I mean, I kind of think it's all JJ's fault, but that's just because I have seen JJ's other work. Like,
Fair.
I just knew he was gonna fuck it up, and then he did.
But, like, here's the thing. I can get that. But then he turns in his script, presumably to Mickey Mouse. And, like, someone at Disney has to be like, yes, film it.
That's true.
That's the part I don't get.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like people at Disney should have maybe seen...
Because apparently...
any of the other things he's ever done.
Because apparently they just never had a, like, outline. It was like a game of, like, telephone, where, like, everyone, or, like, that game you used to play in high school where everyone wrote a sentence of a story.
Oh, yeah.
And then you would read the whole thing at the end.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm, like, yeah, I am speechless. Fucking, I want to know. What happened?
I want to know why it feels like lately everything that's been around for a little while is, like, trying to hurt the fans. It just kind of feels like you should be embarrassed for liking this thing. When, like, why should I be embarrassed? I just gave you my money. Don't you like money? Don't you want me to give you more money? Why do you spit at me? I don't understand. Why are you throwing the organs of the thing I love in my face? I don't understand why you're doing this to me. I just handed you money. It doesn't make sense. I'm still mad about Game of Thrones. Y'all have moved on to Star Wars, but I don't fucking care about Star Wars. I'm trying to talk about the thing I care about, because I'm very
And I understand and empathize, but I'm trying to move on and talk about racism in the Star Wars fan base.
I mean, I care about that too. I am, like, see, here's the evil truth, is that Disney doesn't care, really, about racism in its fan base. It cares about making money. Disney cares about what fucks with Disney's money. And they fucked with their own money. Like, that's the part I can't get over.
Yeah.
Like, Disney, no matter what, doesn't fuck with its own money. That would be stupid and backward. But they did.
They did it anyway.
They did, and I can't fucking get over that, because they are a machine that prints money.
But they figured it out.
And no matter what goes wrong, movie's bad, who gives a shit? It made money. Like, you know, park is closed, who gives a shit? It made money. Like, toy sucks, who gives a shit? It made money. Lego, whatever, doesn't make sense, who gives a shit? It made money. This didn't. Like, that, and it's the thing! It's the thing!
It still afforded them the ability to open the park, though. And it still afforded them the ability to make the spin-off Disney Plus series, though. It didn't make money, but it birthed...
Yeah, but they were gonna do that anyway!
Birthed enough interest for people to continue to hand money to get spit in the face.
Did it, though? Like,
I mean, like Obi-Wan and The Mandalorian and the parks are all doing very well.
I mean, yes, those are doing well. This is the thing, you know, that should have made them, like, infinite money. And it didn't. And for the last 20 years, Disney has become a machine that makes money. And, like, they fucked up their golden goose.
They fucked up their golden goose when their golden goose was, like, the golden goose.
Yeah, like, someone gave J.J. Abrams the golden goose that prints billion-dollar box office results.
I don't understand.
And they were like, just watch the goose, J.J.
Just watch it. Don't touch it.
It does its own thing. It's been laying eggs for 40 years. Just leave the goose alone.
And he was like,
feed it some grass.
What if I poke it?
No, and he was like, what if I cut the fucking goose's head off and fucked the neck hole?
Jesus.
I mean...
Okay.
Anyway.
Am I racist?
Anyway.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Anyway, Obi-Wan sure is doing well, except for the fact that it's struggling with another Star Wars racism.
Yeah, that keeps happening.
I wonder why that is.
Because Star Wars fans are terrible. Well, not all of them.
Also, because corporations are just racist machines.
Well, I will say this, like, there has been, like, on the part of the actors and at least the creative team, there has been a lot of pushback over the reaction of this character and actor, in Obi-Wan. I don't know the actor or the character's name.
The actor's name is Moses Ingram. The character's name is Reva.
Reva,
I think
okay.
I'm pronouncing that right.
Possibly Reva.
Sue me if I'm not.
Fair.
Yeah, so, like, and again, haven't watched Obi-Wan, so, to my knowledge, she is just a black woman existing in Star Wars. More or less.
Well, that was your first
Yeah,
problem.
that was the mistake, I guess. And does she have, like, a villainous role, or is she, like, a rival with Obi-Wan at all?
I haven't watched it, but she's in villainous attire every time I see her.
Gotcha,
Like,
she's, like,
villainous
maybe,
uniform.
Gotcha, she's, like, maybe an Empire type thing. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Yeah, that's how much I know about Star Wars.
Yeah.
But she received enough hate that Star Wars had to tweet not only that they supported her, but that there are more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be a racist.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's very cute. Yes.
yeah.
For the official Star Wars Twitter to have to say, could you not be monstrously racist to one of our main actors?
Ewan McGregor even put out like a message of support.
Yeah. Which was super nice of him, like, because I know, poor guy, has kind of already gone through this with the prequel series.
Poor man.
With Ahmad Best.
Yes, specifically at the racism angle, and then Jack Lloyd, who was baby Anakin,
Oh.
Yeah.
who, like,
Fucking.
has had his life ruined, let's say.
Yeah. Poor prequel
that
actors.
That was before the internet.
Yeah.
Like, that was before social media, that was very early internet, like, rudimentary internet.
Also, Hayden Christensen quit acting because of Star Wars 2.
And, like, ugh, you know, because, like, I don't think the prequel films are very good. They're having, like, a bit of a nostalgia glint now, where people are like, no, they're secretly actually good. I don't think so. I think they're very mediocre films at best.
That's fine.
But, like,
I enjoyed them.
that's not the actor's fault.
No.
Like, the actors there are doing their damnedest.
Well, yeah, it's like blaming the actors when, like, everybody, like, I'm bringing it back for just a second, but, like, everybody brought their fucking A game to the end of Game of Thrones except the writers. Like, everybody was like, okay, costumes, actors, fucking music, everybody.
Except that one lighting guy.
Well, the one lighting
Except
guy.
that one lighting guy in, like, the climactic battle.
Yeah,
which
well...
was a
whatever.
choice, but fine. It's an anomaly. You're
Yeah.
right. It's an anomaly. But whatever. So, like, I don't think there's, like, a bad performance in the prequels. Like, the scripts aren't great, but people are acting them. Like, they're trying.
They are acting.
So, like, it will be interesting, and I predict in 12 years, because these things are accelerating, 12 years or less, we're gonna revisit the sequel trilogy and be talking about how it's actually brilliant on fucking Quibi or whatever is the social media platform of the future.
Oh my god.
It's definitely gonna be Quibi. Invest now. Because this also happened to
Kelly Marie Tran.
Kelly
Marie
Tran.
Tran, who plays Rose Tycho. Tycho?
I think.
Who plays Rose in the sequel trilogy. And yeah, had the gall to be an Asian American, or I guess technically not American, an East Asian descended person in Star Wars land.
How dare.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, I believe Moses Ingram still has her Instagram
All right, good
up.
for her. Because I know it drove Kelly Marie Tran off of social media for a long time. Because she just received absolutely vitriolic backlash.
Which makes me so sad, because, like, the cutest thing to happen from the Star Wars movies was that little tiny cosplayer who came onto the red carpet who was dressed up as Rose, and it made Kelly Marie Tran cry, and they were taking photos together and everything, and I remember seeing that, and I was like, oh, that's the sweetest thing in the world, like, Star Wars is good, actually, and then no.
Yeah, there was a lot of vitriol about Rose's character, like, in addition to her being a non-white female character, she also, especially in The Last Jedi, her character really embodied that theme of, like, choosing love, you know, and not sacrificing oneself, not contributing to more suffering, but to look to the future and, like, build something rather than just constantly be trying to defeat an enemy, which is, like, which is a kind of, like, semi-deep, self-reflexive theme for a Star Wars film to have, because it's in the fucking name. It's the Star Wars. And you're always combating with, you know, the evil empire that wants to assimilate you, and I don't know. The politics of Star Wars are kind of murky because it's always been dumb. There's not much in terms of the actual politics of Star Wars. It's just more that they adopted the aesthetics of fascism to communicate to the audience that these are the bad guys.
Yes.
Because they dress like those guys from your history books that you know are bad. But, like, none of the Empire's, like, actual politics are all that fascist, at least from my very limited exposure to Star Wars. I'm not gonna read any extended universe novels. Don't bother.
No.
But, like, one of the major things I remember from, like, the prequel trilogy was that, like, the Empire, supposedly the evil guys, got rid of slavery, like, on Tatooine and presumably other planets, which had apparently been a thing before the Empire, which is a conflicting message, let's say.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, yeah, the why people didn't like the Empire was always questionable. I guess just because the guy who ran it was evil. He was so obviously evil with his creepy voice and his ugly face.
Aw.
Which is fine. Like, again, Star Wars is not the sort of film that needs to have a lot of politics in it. Like, Empire bad? We don't need to delve into the minutia of their political underhandedness or their, you know, human rights abuses or whatever. Just tell me that they're evil and that's fine and I'll believe you, you know? So, yeah, like, a lot of the, I think a lot of the hatred that was directed towards Rose's character and Kelly Marie Tran as a person for embodying this character, was due to the fact that fan babies didn't like that message, you know?
No.
They wanted the pew-pews, and they didn't want, I guess, a human interaction, like, character-based.
The best thing about Star Wars is the lightsabers, and I don't care about your stupid feelings.
And the X-Wings. But, like, that's the confusing thing to me, is that the original series has good character work in it. Like, Han, Luke, and Leia are well-drawn characters. Like, they're not super deep or three-dimensional, but they've got their character traits. They interact well together. They have good chemistry together. They grow over the course of the series. Like, Han, Luke, and Leia at the beginning of movie 1 are very different people than Han, Luke, and Leia at the end of movie 3. And, like, that's satisfying, you know, to watch a character grow. That's, like, the point of going to see a movie. And maybe, I guess it's not anymore, but to me, to my mind, I would make the argument that is actually what makes the original films so long-lasting and have such an effect on people, is that it's this wild space opera story with this, like, this very broadly drawn, but human characters in the middle of it. But they don't think that, the fans.
No, well,
the fans like the pew-pews and the lightsabers, I guess.
Well, because if a girl does it, it's gay, Kendra.
I guess if a girl does it, it's gay, yeah. There's no girls in Star Wars, idiot.
There are only girls in Star Wars if they're in golden bikinis next to a slug man. And then they cease to exist on either side of that one moment.
20 million sentient species, none of them black. Except for Lando Calrissian. Yeah.
But yeah, like, they had, and that was another weird thing, is that, like, they had Lando Calrissian, a young, cool Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover! Like, maybe the perfect person for that role.
Yeah.
They still couldn't make it work.
I'm so heartbroken for him, too, because I know...
Right?
That was, like, his whole, like, that was everything he ever wanted. I feel bad when actors get what they want and then it sucks.
Yeah.
Because I'm just kind of like, aw.
It's like a fucking monkey's paw wish.
Yeah, because, like, I know actors are rich and, like, untouchable and all, but it's gotta suck to be like, oh, man, this thing I've always wanted, and then it's like, yeah, well, fuck you. And it's like, oh, okay. I'm done with the Star Wars.
Oh man, I feel so bad. And like, I don't like to be even adjacent to these people, in like, being a nerd, being a fan of science fiction.
Yeah.
Being a fan of serialized television, I guess. Like, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot I can do outside of telling these people to stop being racist, but we all know how well that works.
Yeah, it doesn't. Also, you're a woman, so...
I guess, and not a fan of Star Wars, so,
Yeah.
like, they'd be like, no, you don't get it, it's actually it's your character, it's just a total coincidence that she's also black and a female.
Like, you don't get it, they don't have black people in space.
I guess not.
They have slug people, but black people is crazy talk.
I guess. Like, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for every single person whose career came into contact with that.
I also feel sorry for the fans who aren't racist, who just wanted to have a good time.
Just wanted to have their Star Wars movie. Wasn't so much to ask.
Or then instead spit in the face, and then all of their new faves had to run away from social media because they were all being harassed and told that they're wrong for liking the cuck Star Wars. Like, I mean,
okay, did we ever talk on the podcast about the time Kelty and I went to see The Last Jedi?
I don't believe so.
No? Okay. I'm gonna talk about it. Kelty and I went to see The Last Jedi in theaters.
Yeah, it was fun.
In 2016, 2017, whatever it came out. And we're seeing it, like, 2 or 3 weeks later, It's not a high priority for us. And, like, a bit of the blowback has started to come in. Because, it looks like they're gonna go make Reylo canon or whatever. Like, looks like maybe they're leading into a romantic storyline with Kylo Ren and Rey, which just people can't fucking abide that, apparently. And yeah, there's cuck Star Wars where Finn isn't allowed to be a hero because his woman gets in the way or whatever. And so, like, we're starting to hear these things and being like, oh, I'll go see it. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't really care. Like,
yeah.
Reylo as a pairing means nothing to me. I don't care either way if that happens or not. I think it makes the most sense for Kylo Ren's character arc, but you could do something else. I don't care.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have basically the big thing is that Carrie Fisher just passed away. Like, soon before going to see it. And so we're like, oh, I gotta go see, like, Carrie Fisher, and, she's gonna be there with her last role with, Mark Hamill. We're gonna go see it. And so we're there, and we're in the movie theater, and it's, like, half full. I don't know. We're sitting, like, close to the front of the, like, main bulk of seats. And in the 3 rows, in the very front, are these 3 fucking guys. And, like, I want you to picture a Star Wars nerd podcaster in your head. Like, someone who runs a YouTube channel dedicated to reviewing Star Wars toys. Imagine that guy. And then imagine 3 of them.
Yeah.
They are all in their early 40s, I'm gonna say. They're dressed minimally well. And these 3 guys, for the whole movie, are like... They're like heckling? They're like heckling the film. Like it can hear them.
Yeah.
And like they can hurt the film's feelings.
Yeah.
You know? Like, for the whole film.
Yeah.
People in our theater get up and ask them to be quiet. They go get managers, and the managers have to come talk to these grown fucking men in the theater, being like, sirs, you can't boo and hiss the movie. We're gonna ask you to leave. It can't hear you. You can't hurt its feelings.
We can give you your money back.
And no, because they stayed. They stayed for the 2.5 fucking hours.
I know, but that's the
just
thing.
to be mad.
Yeah,
like just to be mad that the Star Wars movie was full of cucks or whatever, and
it had ladies in it,
emasculated the main heroes or something. And then when the credits rolled, they like stormed out in a huff. Like they made a show of like storming out and talking loudly, like, as soon as the credits hit.
It was, like, kinda... It would have been funny if it weren't, like, sad.
If I had not witnessed this with mine own eyes, if I had not been there, I would not believe that these kind of people exist, you know?
Yeah,
I was like, who has the time, who has the money to waste to watch a movie you're not enjoying in a theater, make other people miserable? I would not have believed you. But, like, it was real, my friends. Like, it happened to me.
like, what they wanted to spend their money and sit there for 2.5 hours. That's not a short movie.
Mm-mm.
And to complain. And, like, here's the thing. I love complaining. I love it. I have
she sure does.
So much fun complaining. Not during I don't want to pay to complain. I'm not gonna... No. That's stupid. They go into a room full of other people that they have to pay for so that they can complain.
And, like, feel entitled to ruin everyone else's time,
yeah,
too.
And, like... Dude, I'm half deaf. You're not ruining my day because I can't fucking hear you. But like, go away. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, why are you wasting your time?
So like, I know that these people exist. Yeah. Like, they're not just funny people on the internet. Like, they live in my town apparently, and
get a job.
I've been angry at media, I guess, before. Like, I have thought that stories... I've loved some stories that have taken dumb fuck turns, and that have...
stated.
Yes, but even, like... And that I vehemently disagree with, you know, what happened to a character, or what happened to, you know, a storyline, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I can even get heated for a few days, and I get mad, and I'm like, this shouldn't be what was happening. You don't understand what this character was really about, blah, blah, blah. I cannot fucking imagine going to a movie theater full of people who can hear me.
Yeah. That's the thing
to boo a movie.
That's the thing for me too, because like, I like hate watching stuff. You've done it with me. I enjoy that. I like sitting with a couple of friends, paying for the movie.
For the media.
Quietly, you know, on a streaming service.
Yeah, streaming the film.
And then just bitching with my friends and getting drunk. You know, like, that's a fun time for me. I think that's fun. I like doing that, but like, I do it in a room of people who are also having fun doing that.
In my private house, in my residence, where no one can see me and I'm not bothering anyone.
It's weird to me that you're, like, paying to make other people mad that you exist.
That's how mad they were at The Last Jedi. They had to ruin other people's time.
Yeah.
They had to ruin other people's day.
Because you're not ruining the movie for me, dude. You're just ruining you. I don't like you now. I don't care about the movie, but you suck. And now, if I were to recognize you on the street, I'd be like, oh, it's that guy who sucks.
It's been 5 years. It's been 5 or 6 years. I don't fucking know. And I still remember those fucking guys.
I can still point them out.
Like again, if I had heard this story secondhand, I'd been like, you're being too mean. I'm sure they wouldn't like that, but no, they were like that.
Yeah.
They were like that. They were like my worst fear of what a nerd boy is.
Yeah.
You know, of like a nerdy man-child.
They were the nerd boys that I had dismissed. I hadn't thought that these nerd boys were real. Like the comic book guy in
The Simpsons, yeah.
Like, I was like, it's funny, but, like, it's a little exaggerated.
Yeah,
no.
like, that guy doesn't exist. Or if that guy exists, you know, everyone hates him.
Yeah.
Like...
He doesn't have friends.
These guys had friends! They at least each had 2 friends!
They at
least had 2 friends each!
Yeah. It's... I don't get it. 'Cause, like, how is that fun for you? Is that...
That's how fucking fueled by hate they were.
It's just...
About cuck Star Wars.
Yeah, aunties, this is how you sound, by the way.
Oh my god, it's all just, it's too much. I'm sorry, Star Wars, you are too much. Did we fucking talk about the thing? I want to have been done talking about the thing.
I mean,
Jesus
I guess.
Christ, can we stop?
Oh, Kelty, you had some hot YouTuber gossip you wanted to drop before we ended the episode.
Right. YouTuber hot goss. So, Super Mega, which are these 2, like, 20-something idiot boys who just play video games badly and talk vulgar.
They have a YouTube comedy channel.
Yeah, just a little YouTube comedy channel. They're just real sweet dumbasses.
I don't know if I'd describe them as sweet, but that's okay.
I think they're sweet because I'm in my 30s, and I just think they're adorable young men.
Oh my god!
But, because...
They sure say cunt a lot.
Yeah, but you know how when, like, you're an adult and you just kind of think it's cute that the 5-year-old is saying shit? Like, that's kind of how it feels. Anyway, so they're these dumb idiot boys who have a YouTube channel, and they used to work with the Game Grumps, which are more famous than they are. But they did an offshoot. They used to edit for the Game Grumps, and then they wanted to do their own channel, so they're doing their own channel now. And they used to work with one of the guy's, like, oldest friends, Jackson Tucker, not to be confused with Tucker Prescott, thank you. Tucker Prescott, who also works for them, but is a different man. But Jackson Tucker stole embezzled from a company credit card, like...
$61,000.
$61,000. Mostly for, like, alcohol, just for, like, random things. And it really, it cheeses me off, cause it's fucking rude. It's your oldest friend, and you're being a little dick. And so, anyway, now he's getting sued, rightfully so, I believe, but I will see if there are any updates. In case it blows up, I wanted to at least have it out of the way on what it was.
YouTuber lawsuits.
Yep,
we're in the know.
We were on top
of it.
I care about these boys because they're dumb, and they make excellent background noise. So that's why.
Make excellent background noise, and every once in a while you clue into what they're saying, and you're like, "What the fuck,
dude? What the fuck are we talking about?"
Well then, on that note, do y'all have a happy?
My happy is actually related, vaguely. The Grumps, which they used to work for, Super Mega used to work for, one of the Grumps is Dan Avidan, and he's, I think, 42 now. He always thought that he wasn't going to get married, but he has gotten married, and that makes me very happy because I like him a lot. He is a nice boy.
He actually is a nice boy, comparatively.
He is a nice boy. He also swears, but
but he doesn't say cunt.
Only ever nicely, and he doesn't like to say things like bitch, because that's offensive to women.
My happy is that I got to travel.
Yes,
Yeah!
that also.
I don't know if I should say where. I'm, like, super suspicious about revealing too much. But I got to go on a nice trip that I've been wanting to go on for a while.
We already said where we were going. In the
Did we?
last episode,
Okay,
yeah.
Whatever. Go find out then, if you care that much.
Go find out. Leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
Engagement.
My happy is I've been playing the 3rd volume of Danganronpa.
How's that?
It's super dumb, and I'm very much enjoying it because I enjoy stupid things.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you too.
I
Couldn't even get through the grubs doing it.
Even with someone making jokes over top of it, I couldn't get through it. But I'm happy that you were happy.
It's very convoluted. Japanese, RPG. Would you call it an
Oh,
RPG?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a combat-based RPG, except when it's...
in the trial, you have to play, like, a boss fight style game, but not boss fight in the way that you imagine a boss fight.
But it's not like combat.
No. It's like...
It's very...
It's up, right, down,
They introduced
left.
a sword fighting aspect in which you have to cut through their words.
Oh my god, okay. Sure.
Anyway, it's stupid. It makes me happy.
We like metaphors here. Yeah, it's like a visual novel almost.
Yeah.
Whatever, I don't care.
Well, that will do it for us this week. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to find us online, you can find us at our website, Blissfully... What's our website?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Blissfullystore.company.site. It's super easy to find. Real convenient domain name. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Blissfully Show. I post links to our YouTube there. If you're watching us on YouTube, hi, hello. Let us know if there's anything you want us to cover in the comments below, or reach out on any of our social medias and let us know. We're always open to suggestions. And then, until next time, bye!
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Stay safe out there.
Michael Keaton, what are you doing in here? You have an Oscar! Get out of here!